By reducing the access...
Speech is terminated.
Thank you, Mr Chair.
Holly Walker.
Thank you, Mr Chair, for the opportunity to take a short call on the title and commencement of the Student Loan Scheme Amendment Bill. I'd like to do two things, and the first is to make a suggestion for an alternative title of the bill, which is the Student Loan Scheme Reining Student Loans In Bill, which is Amendment Bill, which is, of course, what John Key said recently to an audience of property developers in Auckland was what he wanted to do with the student loan scheme. Now, of course, as we all know, Mr Chair, John Key would really like to get rid of interest-free student loans, but of course, as he outlined to that audience, he doesn't see that as politically feasible.
Order. Same rules apply. Title and commencement.
Thank you, Mr.
That's the
Chair.
subject of this debate.
Thank you, Mr Chair, which is why I'm suggesting that the title of this bill should be the Reining Student Loans In Amendment Bill, because it's the only way that National can find to rein student loans in the absence of doing what they really want to do. Now, I want to move to a more substantive point, which is about the commencement, and I note that there's a supplementary order paper on the table from the Minister relating to Clause 2, Section 4. The rest of the Act comes into force on the 1st of April 2012, and the supplementary order paper replaces that word comes into force with is deemed to have come into force. And Mr Chair, I want to raise a serious concern about this, because what this essentially does is make the bill retrospective, and I would submit to the House and committee that this is bad practice and bad lawmaking. We should not be in the practice of making retrospective law in this House, Mr Chair, and if the bill can't be passed in time to meet the commencement date set out in the commencement clause, then that date should be extended. We should not be retrospectively applying this bill. And so I want to raise a serious concern about that and invite the Minister and the Chair to take a call to explain to us why it is so important that we need to enact retrospective legislation in this House in order for this bill to come into force, and suggest that a far more transparent and democratic approach would be to extend the time of commencement. And I'll invite the Minister to take a call to explain that. Thank you.
Chris Hipkins.
Mr Chair, to respond to